everybody. Next slide, please.
Whoa. Introduce you and your partner and introduce the topic as well, please.
Hello, everybody. We are Trung and Hương. Next. And today we are here because we love to give presentation. And today we are here to tell you about the tsunami. There are two parts in our presentation. Firstly, we will tell you about the tsunami, and after that, we will tell you about how we can prepare for that. Now let's start. First, we will tell you about the tsunami. Your partner Hương. Hurry up, Hương.
Okay, thank you.
Next, people. Most tsunami are caused by earthquake on convergent tectonic plate boundary. Furthermore, tsunami can also be caused by landslides, volcanic activity, certain types of weather, and possibly near-Earth objects, for example, asteroids, comets, colliding with or exploding above the oceans. Tsunami occur most often in the Pacific Ocean and Indonesia because the Pacific Rim bordering the ocean has a large number of active submarine earthquake zones. However, tsunamis have also occurred recently in the Mediterranean Sea region and are expected in the Caribbean Sea as well. Since science cannot predict when earthquakes happen because they cannot determine exactly when the tsunami will be generated. There is an average of 2 destructive tsunamis per year in the Pacific Basin. Pacific-wide tsunamis are a rare phenomenon occurring every 10 or 12 years on average. Tsunamis do not have a season and do not occur regularly or frequently. However, they do pose a major threat to the coastal populations of the Pacific and Otherworld Ocean. Nothing can be done to prevent them, but the adverse impact on the loss of life and property can be reduced with proper preparedness. Tsunami can also cause thousands of deaths and building collapse. In 2004, in the Indian Ocean, the tsunami was one of the biggest natural disasters in history, killing over 20,000 people throughout Asia. We can predict tsunami by using open ocean buoy and coastal tide gauge, with report information to stations within the region. And next, Chung will tell you about how to prepare for an emergency in this natural disaster.
Chung. Trung,
Trung, it's your turn to present, please.
pay attention, please. Thế Trung. Thế Trung.
What's he doing?
Đây, con xin lỗi, con quên bật. Đây ạ. Đầu tiên, dạ con đọc ạ. Firstly, you have to make a backpack that contains everything that is necessary, like food, water. Besides, you can bring a basic first aid kit, flashlight, battery-powered radio, some extra batteries, medical supplies, and medication, sleeping bag, supplements, etc. Next, you will have to evacuate to the place the radio told you. Many people will come there so that they can help you so much. Then you need to listen to the radio so that you can know when it is safe to come out. That is the end of our presentation. Do you have any question? Thank you for listening and goodbye. You better
Cô ơi, từ từ. Next. Cô
Okay.
phát cái and this is all information we show you. Cô cái đấy nó có tiếng đấy ạ, cô share được không cô?
But this wasn't a stroke of luck. Before they had crossed halfway, the water returned in a wave higher than anyone had ever seen, drowning the attackers. The Potidaeans believed they had been saved by the wrath of Poseidon, but what really saved them was likely the same phenomenon that has destroyed countless others, a tsunami. Although tsunamis are commonly known as tidal waves, they're actually unrelated to the tidal activity caused by the gravitational forces of the sun and moon. In many ways, tsunamis are just larger versions of regular waves. They have a trough and a crest, and consist not of moving water, but the movement of energy through water. The difference is in where this energy comes from. For normal ocean waves, it comes from wind. Because this only affects the surface, the waves are limited in size and speed. But tsunamis are caused by energy originating underwater, from a volcanic eruption, a submarine landslide, or most commonly, an earthquake on the ocean floor, caused when the tectonic plates of the Earth's surface slip, releasing a massive amount of energy into the water. This energy travels up to the surface, displacing water and raising it above the normal sea level. But gravity pulls it back down, which makes the energy ripple outwards horizontally. Thus, the tsunami is born, moving at over 500 miles per hour. When it's far from shore, a tsunami can be barely detectable, since it moves through the entire depth of the water. But when it reaches shallow water, something called wave shoaling occurs. Because there is less water to move through, this still massive amount of energy is compressed. The wave speed slows down while its height rises to as much as 100 feet. The word tsunami, Japanese for harbor wave, comes from the fact that it only seems to appear near the coast. If the trough of a tsunami reaches shore first, the water will withdraw farther than normal before the wave hits, which can be misleadingly dangerous. A tsunami will not only drown people near the coast, but level buildings and trees for a mile inland or more, especially in low-lying areas. As if that weren't enough, the water then retreats, dragging with it the newly created debris and anything or anyone unfortunate enough to be caught in its path. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami was one of the deadliest natural disasters in history, killing over 200,000 people throughout South Asia. So how can we protect ourselves against this destructive force of nature? People in some areas have attempted to stop tsunamis with seawalls, floodgates, and channels to divert the water. But these are not always effective. In 2011, a tsunami surpassed the flood wall protecting Japan's Fukushima power plant, causing a nuclear disaster in addition to claiming over 18,000 lives. Many scientists and policymakers are instead focusing on early detection, monitoring underwater pressure and seismic activity, and establishing global communication networks for quickly distributing alerts. When nature is too powerful to stop, the safest course is to get out of its way.
Jackrabbit is all about helping God.
Okay, that was a very insightful video. Well done, guys, for finding that one. Okay, questions. Kang Nam, can you please start off the questions for us?
Where do tsunamis usually occur? I think
Hương, you go for this one.
Okay, go.
I think tsunami occur most often in the Pacific Ocean and Indonesia.
Okay, do you know why?
Because the Pacific Rim bordering the ocean has a large number of active submarine earthquake zones.
Okay, good. And if there are lots of earthquake zones, you have a higher probability of tsunamis. Well done, Hương. Thank you for that. Hui, can you ask a question, please?
Where did you get all of this information about this presentation?
Okay, Chung.
Yes.
Please listen to the question.
Okay.
Hui, can you repeat that, please?
Hello, we.
Hui?
Where did you get this information about the presentation?
I get it from the internet, and I also watched some video on the internet that automatically turn on YouTube.
Okay, right. Thank you very much, guys.